Hi everyone. I'm going to tell you this little kind of epic story about my famous tomato sauce, which I make each year. The recipe for the sauce is kind of my own recipe, but it's heavily influenced by someone named Alex Garnaschelli, who's God. You know her, right? You know God, we all know God, right? Alex. I don't know how I got this information from her. I don't know, we were cooking together at a party or something, and she made tomato sauce with shallots instead of onions, and my head just exploded. I went like, she's a mad genius, okay? So it's tomatoes. I think I added the yellow tomato, so that's what makes it like, you know, my sauce, right? So it's the tomatoes, shallots, garlic, of course, oregano, which I grow, and basil. Also, another thing from Alex was a little tiny kiss, a hint, a smatter of rice wine vinegar. Yeah, really good. Starting with tomatoes that I get at the farm stand, known as Pikes here in Bridgehampton. They have the best corn, the best tomatoes, the best basil, the best lettuce. I love Pikes. And I've been going there since like the middle 1980s when I started coming out to Bridgehampton. So in advance, I call them at Pikes and I say, hey guys, I'm coming in for my, yearly tomato haul. And it's like, they prepare the 75 pounds of tomatoes. That's 2 massive boxes of red tomatoes, gorgeous beefsteak tomatoes, and then 1 box of yellow. They're sort of like marigold, orangey kind of tomatoes, and they're gorgeous, and I'm obsessed with them. Just pairing the garlic and the shallots, that's Arnold's job, my darling Arnold, my husband Arnold. But then I, kind of process the tomatoes, meaning scoring all those tomatoes, peeling, boiling, blanching all the tomatoes, peeling all the tomatoes, right? Which is a mess. It's a mess. Like you're sort of up to your elbows in tomato slime, but it's worth it. No way, even if you're like the most like crazy type A, neat person like I am, you still splash and it's still like sauce everywhere by the end and it's like your kitchen is a disaster. By the way, my kitchen is so clean. Thank you. Thanks. So the great thing about using both color tomatoes is that you end up getting this wonderful kind of pink color or like orangey sauce. It's like my pink sauce. It looks like ale vodka sauce, except there's no cream in it and there's no vodka in it. It's just sauce. It's so fun and it's kind of therapeutic. You get this unbelievable, fresh, gorgeous like sauce, and we make like that. I make like vats of it. This year I had like 4 enormous pots full of sauce, like even after it was reduced, for like 10 hours. But the canning process is so like wonderful. It's just so clean, right? It's the opposite of the sauce making process, which is like filthy. Should I call it the jarring process? It's where you sort of immerse the jars into boiling water. It's just so clean and it's all full of tongs and rubber spatulas and things. It's sort of like you expect a baby to be born at the end, right? And then you bring them out of the water after 15 or 20 minutes and they make this little popping sound. The jars make the popping sound. It's sort of like Alyssa Edwards or something, like some drag queen. It's like 7 drag queens just suddenly popping their little tongues. It's wonderful. And unless they make that sound, they're not shelf stable. So this year, I yielded about 33 jars of sauce. That's a lot of sauce. Usually it's between 33 and 35 jars of sauce. And also it's great to give out, like you select like, 6 or 7 people that you absolutely adore. And yes, maybe I marked the extra good bottles, the bottles that I knew were fantastic tasting, for those to give away. Yeah, but there's something so wonderful, like in the middle of the winter when you open a jar of this sauce and you just smell the basil and you smell the summertime and you smell this wonderful tomato sauce. And it's just such a good feeling to have this fantastic sort of stash in my pantry of all these jars of sauce. It's so wonderful.